You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. Hey, all right, No Nation. This is the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel. Click the bell and the like button so that you get all the alerts and everything that we got going on. Follow us on all social media. Linktree /National Show. That's NATIONOLESHOW. How y'all doing this Friday afternoon, man? Y'all know what time it is.
What's up, my brother? How are you?
Good.
If it was any other year, I feel like we would be like shaking and excited. Oh yeah, we're not going to South Bend. The historic teams facing off.
Yep.
Okay, it's tough, bro. It's tough. But
what makes it good is at least it's a lot of good football going on, man.
Yeah.
Good football.
Yeah. Speaking of, it's funny you mentioned good football because a staple of what we did when we were just doing this audio only on the Bet Your Ash pod initially was that we were always talking about the Buffaloes and we were always talking about our guy Prime.
Yep.
And I feel like they had that rough start to the season. And then we kind of wrote them off after they lost to Nebraska. And sneaky, they've been handling their shit ever since.
Yep.
They've been doing a lot of winning, a lot of scoring. A guy who almost was a Seminole has been doing a lot of scoring and a lot of defending. That's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Two legitimate Heisman candidates, or at least find like guys to be invited to the event, right? To New York, right?
Easy.
Maybe
they've been doing it.
Maybe people laughed at Coach Prime and shouldn't have, because he seems to have the formula.
Oh yeah. We all know it. People don't understand the incredible turnaround that he's done. Colorado was used to damn near going winless year after year after year, like to beat a rival. Colorado State was the whole season, just to beat your rival, and then you can lose the remaining 10 or 11 games or whatever. Well, now I
get it. We've done that once or twice, but like even this year, like if we beat Florida, thank fucking goodness. But but they were there for year after year after year after year.
Right. Like when was the last time they've been to a bowl game? Like,
I don't know that, but they, it was the early 90s when they won the national championship.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you take a program that was from the bottom and to even make them relevant again now or whatever. They got more wins this year than they've had how many years combined since before Deion got there. So yeah, just that alone, bro. The attention that he's brought there, the talent that he's got there, the coaching staff that he has there, bro. He is proving the doubters wrong. And as much as I hate to say it, I'm glad Travis Hunter ended up following Deion instead of staying at Florida State, because who knows if he would have been developed or utilized the way that he has been with Coach Prime, bro, because who else to teach him to play both sides of the balls than Prime himself,
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're right. And it'll be interesting to see if any teams give him a legitimate opportunity to do so in the NFL.
Yeah, I think whoever picks him, they're either gonna heavily use him at the wide receiver spot and put him in at nickel or cornerback sparingly, or what I think, or what I would do if I was a coach is leave him in at defense. Defense wins ball games. I would have him primarily play defense and then use him sparingly in the return game
I'd have
and
him
offense as needed.
returning punts, and then
Maybe a wildcat formation here,
or when we go 5 wide,
yeah,
he's my number 5,
right. Because you don't want to be in the NFL doing that both sided.
No, people will
on both sides of the field. You'll get crushed.
Yeah. He'll get a lot of hits. The problem is it's why traditionally when there was a designated hitter only in the American League, you would never see National League pitchers throw at a batter because they were batters also in the next inning or two, right? Whereas in the American League, the pitchers were a little bolder, because they never had to get up to the plate.
Right.
Dion, man, it seems to be working. Man. It's a system that seems to be working. I wonder if, a lot of people have speculated maybe he follows his kid to the NFL. Other people have, just kind of assumed he's going to leave Colorado, at some point. I don't know.
I think he stays at least till next year or whatever. And then next year is like, okay, now I can do it without my kid, without my recruits or whatever. And all you have to do is have a decent season. We ain't saying you win the championship, make a bowl game, win a couple rival games or whatever. And then boom, you set yourself up for either what I would do is have that little step before that big step, or create the big step with the little step. Instead of going like to Alabama or USC or Florida State, even though I love Florida State, I would sneak a line on down to SMU, man. On back to Dallas. He's going to have money, NIL money to fund whatever recruits or whatever he wants. They're just giving full Jerry Jones reign over that program. And, bro, that's a good 5 to 10 years of just pure whatever you want to do at that point, bro. He can literally build a dynasty there, like from the ground up.
And he gets to live in Dallas, the city. Be a grown
already accepted him. Yeah, right. So I like that.
That's a good one. That's really a good one. Yeah. I like the idea of him staying in Colorado for a year or two after his kid leaves before he transfers. The point is, he can get. We don't even know what other quarterback talent is in his quarterback room right now. There might be somebody there who's nasty, but also he could, when there's certain quarterbacks in the transfer portal, who's not going to want to transfer there, right? Like they got a bag for you, and you get to and look, they just did it. They're doing it right now with Shedeur.
And just being, I don't think the league has ever seen such a high-profile coach, because Dion could just get on the phone and call Tom Brady. Hey, Tom, look at these 5 kids and tell me which one would you take. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although Tom can't answer that question now that he's a minority owner in the Raiders.
Sure, he can't.
No, but
yeah,
his trainer can hop on the phone and answer his question.
Right.
His trainer, not Giselle's. Not Giselle's trainer. That'd be awkward.
Yeah, but he called Troy Aikman, just anyone. You know what I mean? He's tapped in, man. And
he needed another defensive coach, so he brought in Warren Sapp. That's wild.
And he got, I want to say, Ed Reed too, I think. Yep.
Do they? I didn't know that. I know that he was going to coach at he was going to coach at a small school in Florida, and like 5 days after agreeing to it was like, no, I can't do this.
Yep.
But I didn't know that he had joined a staff. That's cool. It'll be interesting to see Prime's trajectory. I don't really see him going into coaching on the NFL level. Maybe later in life, but I don't see him. I don't know.
I just think it's the NFL too. I don't think Dion ever wants to deal with that many egos that you have in the NFL. And he's even come out to say it to where he's a college coach and he doesn't see himself coaching in the NFL. And I can see that because you can always keep the college kids with the stars in their eyes, like, oh, it's Dion. But when you're an NFL player making 20, 30, 25 million a year or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
can't tell me nothing.
Right. Deal with that. Shit, we're starting to see that with college players with a little NIL money.
Yeah. They're like, I got $8K. What do I need to listen to? I'm set for life.
Right.
Man, give me $8K when I was 19. I would have been a fucking dumbass too. So
straight up. Oh man.
Hey, so listen, man. Mm-hmm. I know we didn't talk about a lot of games last week because it was a weird slate of games. Like there wasn't a lot of and this weekend's kind of the same, right? So the rest of the pod will go quick. All right. That's okay. It doesn't mean it'll be bad. It'll just be quick. All right.
Yeah.
But
short, sweet, to the point.
Right. But if you were messing with us last week, once again, you did pretty well. Man. You didn't buy what I was selling about Penn State. You were it was quite clear you were on Ohio State. So you were right, I was wrong. All right. You're smart, I'm stupid. You're handsome, I'm not as handsome. Right? Whatever. But that was a pretty good game. I mean, it was. Yeah. I'll tell you where I messed up. And if you listen back to the show or watch back to the show, I legitimately, I don't know why, I just assumed it was the night game. It was the whiteout game. It's always the whiteout game or the night, like that's their biggest game of their season.
Right.
And I guess it was Fox that said, no, we wanted a, noon kickoff or whatever. But, yeah, that was weird. I wasn't prepared for that. That messed me up. Ohio State is a more professional organization, and I was factoring in the emotion of it being the whiteout game and Saturday night and everybody going nuts, right? So I should have done better research. I was wrong. You were right. But the rest of it, we were right on everything, right? We talked about Pitt and SMU. SMU being plus 7.5. We were both so confident. We were like, I don't even know if we need those points, right? We were because SMU could win, and 48-12 was the final score. SMU crushed. They did not need those 7.5 points. I was a little on the fence about Duke plus 21 at Miami, and you're like, no, Miami got this, right?
Yeah.
They won by 22. Once again, just covering an enormous spread 2 weeks in a row. Right? So Miami is taking care of their boosters, and I that's nice of them. They're making sure they're covering, hitting the number, right? Yep. And then Louisville was plus 10.5 at Clemson. Clemson was 11 in the country. We just started saying nice things about them, right? Just last week, we were like, "Oh man, I guess Dabo was right. We were wrong." And you don't get the trade. What were we thinking? Giving an NIL deal to a transfer? You should just get everybody from college and keep them together.
Wham bam, wham bam.
Oh, it was almost like the truth came out. You know what I mean? Exactly what we knew. Right, the second we came off our stance, boom, we were reminded. Louisville, 33-21. They were getting 10.5. They won by over 10. They won by 11, right? Or 12, whatever. Crazy. It's almost like we knew Louisville was better than we were seeing the last few weeks. We were talking highly of Louisville at the beginning of the season, and even when they had a loss or two. But and we knew Clemson wasn't as good as they were. We knew.
We knew it was coming. Yep.
Good spot. That was an easy one for us. So once again, Gainesville was 4-0. I was 3-4, 3-4, right? 3-1, right? Well, that was pretty good, man. We did very well. This week, there's even fewer games that matter. Honestly, like there's just not a lot. There's a lot of lopsided matchups here on the slate in front of me. But there's two games that we got to talk about. They're both in the SEC. They are the best, legit best two games on the docket. First off, Georgia, number 2 in the country.
Yep.
They are going to Mississippi to play Ole Miss. All right. Ole Miss is 16th in the country. We love Kiffin. Right? That's the dude that I would like to just spend tons of money on to come to Tallahassee. I don't think it'll ever
talk
happen.
about him going to Gainesville, but I'd kind of rather see him in Tallahassee. I would like to see that, not to see him lose their job or anything, but that magic he brings on offense is guaranteed every year, in and out. You can guarantee he is going to have a good offense, and your team is going to be in the thick of it.
Yep.
Everywhere he's ever landed at.
He spent some time in South Florida. You got to think he's plugged in, recruiting wise. He understands how to step in Boca when he's got to step in Boca. It really is a perfect fit. Now, will it ever happen? Highly unlikely. I don't think he'll ever be coaching in the ACC. Although we might not always be in the ACC. Who knows what that? That's a whole different podcast.
Right.
But interesting game. It's been Ole Miss has been living up to expectations this year for the first time it just hasn't always been that way. It hasn't always been that case. But they've been playing really well. And I feel like it's going to be tough to go there and win. I feel like they've had this game circled, right? So Ole Miss is at home. They're the home team, but they're also the underdog. They're getting 2.5 points. If you look around, you might be able to find it at 3. Still, what do you think, man? What do you think?
I'm going with Ole Miss on this one.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Ole Miss on this one. Yeah.
Georgia is that team, and you got to feel like I don't know. It's
because they kind of that game with Florida last week wasn't impressive to me, bro.
That's the one.
Florida had the true freshman that had just started or whatever. He got hurt, and they brought in another true freshman who had no practice time or whatever, and he was looking serviceable versus their defense. Not to mention their leading receiver was hurt, and I think their leading running back, Montrez Johnson, he was hurt that game. So for their defense to struggle versus that Florida team, and now you're talking Ole Miss with old boy, Ole Miss with old boy.
They are susceptible.
Yeah,
they are susceptible. So, but they're not. But at the same time, they can score. They can keep up with you. Like this could be one of those kind of affairs.
He also had how many picks last week too, though? Carson Beck.
Yeah,
he's turning that ball over, and that's the biggest. You can get away with it when you're playing with Florida, but when you're playing with Ole Miss, still them turnovers come in.
Right now, it's over under 54.5 points. Do you think both of these teams get 24 points?
Easy.
Yeah, I think I love the over here. I think I love over 54.5.
Yeah, definitely take over on that one.
Yeah, that's the move. All right, there's one other game we got to talk about. Hold on, I gotta make a note so that I don't forget to go over 54.5 after we're done with the pod. Sorry about that. Pardon me. Okay, the other game we got to talk about. Essentially, first round of the playoffs, right? Because I don't think a 3-loss, even in the SEC, I don't think a 3-loss team is going to be in the playoffs. Alabama is 11 in the country. LSU is 14 in the country. I know for a fact this is a Saturday night game.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night in Baton Rouge is a real thing. That is a real thing against an SEC opponent, against a team that has been amazing forever, and suddenly there's a little scent of blood.
The blood.
Yeah. And that, wow, dude. This could be it's certainly going to be a madhouse. It's certainly going to be an experience. If anybody is able to get to Baton Rouge Saturday, you should definitely go. I would like to be there.
Right.
Thoughts, Alabama, LSU. Oh, sorry, I didn't even say this part. LSU, home team, getting 3 points. Home dog.
I'm taking LSU on this one. I mean, it's at home. It's kind of the same feel that you had with the Penn State game last week when you thought it was going to be the whiteout game. Well, anytime you come to Baton Rouge and it's a fellow SEC team and there's a little something on the line, SEC championship, bowl, playoff eligibility, when all of that stuff is on the line, bro, they're going to show up. They're going to show out. And I don't think coach is prepared. I mean, I know he's gonna prepare them for the best of what's to come, but if you've never experienced this, bro, then you know what I mean.
First year coaching in the SEC, this is the kind of thing that you don't understand, right? I see your point there.
Yeah, and then his last couple of weeks with those few skids, that
it's been a little sloppy.
It's
been a little messy. It hasn't been, and I don't mean to imply that it won't be in the future, but it hasn't been on brand. It hasn't been Alabama football, right?
Right. It hasn't been that Bama jelly.
And everybody in Baton Rouge, right? Every one of those Go Tigers guys, they all know. They all know that if you're going to get them, it's now. If you're going to get them, it's now. It's, like everybody has a chance to kick Alabama real quick while they're down. And everybody's wanted to kick Alabama, for years. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I think we see eye to eye on this. So, you like Ole Miss. We both. We like Ole Miss plus a couple points, plus 2.5 points. We like over 54.5 in Georgia at Ole Miss. And we like LSU plus the 3 points at home against Alabama. Saturday is going to be awesome.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Now, there's one other game we got to talk about because, it's kind of what we do the show
formula.
For.
Yeah, just the formula.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
Yeah.
I imagine, like, going into the season, preseason, this was one of those games that I had circled. That I was like, oh, this is going to be a big one. Both these teams are going to be top 10. And
Yeah. At least one team held up to the
Notre Dame barely. Barely. They're just 10th, and, they got that one loss, that one, pesky little loss to Northern Illinois, right? Other than that, they've beaten everybody on the schedule, and that included Texas A&M. They've delivered Texas A&M one of their 2 losses that, it's them and South Carolina are the only 2 teams to beat A&M, right? Notre Dame has, again, except that one loss, they've played solid football all season. They've done what they had to do. They stopped the Navy story that was gaining momentum, They're a real college football team, right? They're what we are supposed to be this year. Right, and every year.
What we're striving to be next year.
what we usually are. More often than not, what we are. Same with them. Same with them, but for longer. But for longer than we have. They've been around since Florida State was a girls' school, right? They were doing this, right?
Right.
Florida State's getting 26 points in South Bend. Plus 26. Here's my question for you, buddy. Is that enough to interest you to bet on Florida State?
Nope.
26 points.
Bro, have you seen them consistently catch a pass all year long?
Still, it's 26 points. Notre Dame can be up 18 in the fourth quarter and be like, good, we're good, put in all the freshmen and still not be, and still win by 24. or 25 and still not get to the 26.
Maybe they're up 36 by halftime and then do that.
Oh, wow.
That's what's more on the lines what it's looking like, bro. We can't stop. We can't do anything on offense. Notre Dame can do more than something on offense. That in itself, in simple math, equals them covering the spread.
Dude, that's where we're at. We're seriously
we're all over now, and we're turning the ball over now, bro. Like, come
you're
on,
worried
man.
about being down 30 plus points at halftime right now, and it's not even like that much. It's a joke, but it's not crazy. You know what I mean? It's a joke, but it ain't that funny. You know, it's
just being real, man. It's just being real. It's just being real. I would like to say that our defense is good enough to keep us, in there or whatever, but I feel like the Notre Dame team that we're going to play now can execute on offense more than a lot of the teams that we played on our schedule, minus maybe Miami or whatever. And then with that being said, with us not able to do anything on offense and at the point now where it doesn't matter which quarterback you put in there, they're going to probably pop a couple turnovers, whether it's a fumble or interception. And then half the time it may not even be their fault. They could hit the wide receiver's hands and then bounce into the chest of the defender. And
there's been a lot of those. There's
another 7 points to cover the spread. You see what I'm saying? So it's not even the offense scoring the spread. It's the defensive touchdowns. The defense putting the offense in position to get the ball more, bro.
I don't want to say this out loud, but that's a really good bet that there's going to be a Notre Dame defensive touchdown this week.
All right.
Oh, man, I got to look that one up. That's a really good bet, Caseyville. Yes. That's a really good bet that there's a defensive touchdown at some point in the game. Anytime defensive touchdown for Notre Dame.
Oh. Right. Yeah. And I hate to bet against our boys, but that's a good, sweet bet right there. That's sweet, man.
Dude, I know I'm just being thorough, okay? I'm just being thorough. Don't laugh. Take the question seriously, please. Any chance Florida State gets an upset in South Bend?
No chance at all, bro. Not like I said, I have to go with what I see on the field. And I feel like even bigger than the blocking, the shit that scares me the most about us is we can't even catch a freaking ball consistently, bro. Like, I feel like our number one objective this offseason, if I'm head coach, I'm firing every single receiver we got. You either transferring or you're going to be so far to the bottom of the depth chart that you're going to transfer come the spring game. And I'm bringing in freshmen and I'm bringing in transfers from any college, from goddamn Florida A&M.
Valdosta's around the corner, man. Valdosta State's around the corner. I bet they got somebody.
FAMU and Valdosta State, Florida Atlantic, UCF, all the way up to Alabama. It's an open call to Florida State. All you got to do is be able to catch the ball. I don't care.
Honestly, if you're a junior in high school, just reclassify. Reclassify. We'll get you graduated. Take an extra class for the summer. So what? Reclassify, be a senior, and we'll get you. We'll get you next year.
Yes, the priority from wide receiver to tight end has to be to freaking catch the ball, man. Yeah. Because without that, all hope is lost, bro. If we could just fucking catch the ball, we got running backs that we've never heard of that's making a way. We got linemen that are, making miracles happen. But when everything locks into place and that running game sets up that deep pass that's supposed to be a touchdown, the guy has his hands open and it's like a ton of bricks. It just bounces off. Or it hits his chest and then hits the defender's hands and they take it away or whatever, bro. So until I see that shit working right, I can't put a dime on us, right? I couldn't put an Abraham Lincoln on us right now.
it's gonna be at least it's gonna be a gorgeous day. It's gonna be a gorgeous fall day. It's like perfect football weather, 53 degrees, no rain, a little bit of wind. Like, it's gonna be perfect.
Perfect.
going to be, it's Notre Dame. It's a historic place,
Yep.
If the guys can rally and go steal one and beat Notre Dame, right now the money line is plus 1,779. So if you bet $100 and Florida State wins the game, you are walking with $1,780 plus your $100 back. It's nearly rent, unless you live in Miami, and then it's not even half.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. Florida State and plus 1,700 plus over 1,700 on the money line in a football game. Like, it's just amazing.
Yeah. With the point spread.
The point spread part's crazy. The fact that it's 26 points is just bananas. It's just so many points.
Yeah.
and you're like, maybe we should bet Notre Dame. Yeah, that shit's wild. That's just wild. So, listen. There's some other. I mean, there's nothing else crazy. I mean, Miami's going to Georgia Tech. Maybe Georgia Tech can catch them. Georgia Tech upset them last year, but they didn't have Cam Ward last year.
Right.
That's a whole different thing,
Yeah. You got Florida, Texas.
Yep, that's a big one.
That could be an upsetter, man. Florida's been playing totally different the last couple of weeks, so that'll be an eye opener, especially if that freshman DJ Lagway plays or whatever. So,
for the record, just to follow up, Notre Dame defense anytime touchdown, you can, depending on where you're gambling, you can get it at like plus 260, plus 265. I think that's a really, really good bet. I think that's really a good bet. Clemson gonna bounce back this weekend?
Who they got?
Clemson is
Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Yeah, they bounce back. I don't know, man. I don't know. What we looking like? Virginia Tech's 5-4, 3-2 in conference.
I mean, they're not good.
Yeah. I'm taking Clemson in this one.
All right. Well, listen. Do you have any way that you can rally these guys, and like what can you tell them? I mean, like I said, it's a historic venue. It's a like legendary shit. They could get the bad taste of the whole season out their mouths with one fucking win. Something these guys have all done before. What do you got for them? Get them ready.
Man, wide receivers, help your team out, man. Catch the damn ball. That's all I got, bro. To catch the damn ball. If wide receivers can catch the ball, then we can probably do something historic team and beat this number 10 Notre Dame. And Ray Charles or nobody saw it coming. Stevie Wonder ain't gonna see this one coming. You know what I'm saying? Because but if y'all can do that, just show up one day. I don't care. Put that. What's that glue shit? Them pitchers used to put on their hands.
Stick them.
Stick them or whatever. Stick them on your hands or something, man.
We're there, man. We're there. We can do whatever you got to do at this point.
Right. Because
well, I appreciate you trying. to give them the motivational speech. It's getting harder and harder as the season wears on. I see.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap this up. The National Show is a co-production between Broham and B Yappin. And it is available at youtube.com/@national, NATIONOLE. And if you prefer the audio-only version of the show, you can get it at betyourash.com or on the Bet Your Ash feeds on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can, if you're gonna listen on one of those platforms anyway, you can right there. It's really easy with your thumb. You can like it and you can rate it 5 stars. You can type in a little couple words, quick little review. You can follow, subscribe, and you can share it with your friends. And that is super helpful And if you're going to do it anyway, you might as well tag us. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on X. You can find all those links on our link tree. It's linktree/National Show. NATIONOLESHOW. That's the best way to find all of our stuff. Gangsterville has a link tree also. It's linktree/Gangsterville. GAINSTAVILLE. I did not read your sweatshirt. I could have. I could have just read your sweatshirt, which is styling, and I can't wait till that's available again because I would like to order one, sir. Yeah, so go to Gangsterville's Linktree. He has links to all his music feeds. His latest album dropped recently, the Desperado Code. You should listen to it on every single streaming platform that exists and give it spins on all of them. Rate it 5 stars or like it on all of them. That's the best way to support your friends that make music. All right. Is that everything?
I think that's everything, bro.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else to say, go Knowles.
Go Knowles.
And you have just finished listening to The National Show with Gangsta, Physio, and McGee.